Very good morning, all of you. In our previous lab, we have seen matrix operations, right? Matrix and the vector operations. This is what we have done. And we have seen how to concatenate, how to access this matrix. Last we have seen this, if you remember. We are accessing it or we are printing in reverse manner, right? That's what we have seen. Now, again, we'll start with the matrix and vector only. Okay. I hope I'm audible and my screen is visible to you guys, so we can continue. Yes. Okay. Fine. Good. So here, suppose I'm creating any one of the matrix here, right? And here I wish to delete this last row. Then what I need to write, if I wish to delete the last row, then what I need to write? Do you remember that? Yes, any one of you, if you can write here in chat. What we need to write? Yes. No one? Fine. So what we need to do? We need to set it to null vector. So I want the third row here, this third row and all the columns. So I'll write column, that is for all the columns, equals to, I'll set to this null vector. So finally, I've deleted the last row. Of the same way, if I wish to delete this last column, then what I need to write? Tell me. You guys are sleeping or you are awakened? Then please write it down here. See, the session would be interactive, huh? Always. Okay, for all the all the row, third column that you are setting to null vector. Yes, correct. Right. So what we need to do for all the rows means first and second, and I want third last column that should be deleted. So what I need to write? All the rows, third column equals to set it to null. So this 3 and 6 will be deleted. Okay, fine. Now, if I wish to restore my here this third row, so I'll again make it as it is, right? Either the first option is this. I can write the whole array again, right? Whatever you have deleted, that would be the different thing. But see, imagine here I'm having only 3 cross 3, right? And I can write the whole array again if I have deleted one of the row from it. Okay, I can restore it via writing again this matrix. So that is fine. But now imagine if here you are having 50 cross 50 of the matrix, right? So the 50 rows and columns you cannot write. So how to restore it? So you can write like this. Suppose your very first row and all the columns will be as it is. Your another row, second row and all the columns, they would be even as it is. And the third one which you have deleted, that you want to make it again. You want to write that row only. So that you can write here. So are you getting what you are doing here is? Yes or no? Fine. So what I'll write A equals to square bracket, see, square bracket, then A of very first row, all the columns, it will remain same. Fine. Then you are writing for another row. So you need to put semicolon here, right? Then A of second row, all the column, they would be as it is, semicolon. Now you want to add your third one, which was deleted. So for that you are writing 7, 8, 9. Again, main over and enter. So you can restore your array like this. Are you getting? Yes or no? Have you tried this? Say yes or no. If you guys won't speak anything, how would I get to know? Right? Only one or two is giving response here. Fine. Okay. Now, if I wish to know the size of my vector or the matrix or any of the image, because see, whatever the experiments we will do later on, that the main thing is what you should know the size, right? Because every time we will have the for loop and all, right? So whenever we have for loop, we need to stop some. Suppose I'm starting I equals to 0, then I is less than this, I plus plus, and so I should know na, that number of rows and columns are how many into my image. For that, always how you are getting to know about the size of your matrix, it's here the method is size. Here I know the size of my matrix A, so I have written this. So I'm having 3 rows and 3 columns. You can even store it in separate variables. I'll write here m comma n equals to size of A equals to 3 and equals to 3. So direct when n I can use in my for loop. What I can do is it clear what I'm saying is the size. Suppose I'm reading any of the image, right? I'm reading any of the image. So in that it will be in the form of matrix only. Now you can understand because your image is digital image has coordinates and their intensity values. Right, will be represented in the matrix form only. If I'm saying that your image is 1024 cross 760, so you can simply understand this is number of rows and this is your column. So what should be your size? Your this m would be 1024 and n would be 7 like this. And then you will have for loop and so because you want to simply continue this your m, right friend? So this is how you that what I say. Then this continuation, this we have seen at the time of MATLAB, the special characters. Do you remember that? At that time says this is known as ellipsis. Ellipsis means 3 dots, and because it will simply improve the user readability. That's it. Improve the user readability because see here if I'm writing the matrix A, right? And whenever I'm writing that it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. User don't know from where there would be a new line. Okay, you don't know this thing. So in a single line, right? So your matrix will be like, but I can change this and write like this. 1, 2, 3, semicolon continuation. Then I'll write 4, 5, 6, semicolon, 3 dots. Then I'll write 7, 8, 9. Here it's over. And now also user will get, okay, 1, 2, 3. single row, then 4, 5, 6 would be into 7 and would be not row. Fine. So I hope my screen is visible to you guys. I was disconnected. Okay. So here you can see, instead of writing this all the things into the same line, b equals to 4 by 5, second column is 7 into 23, 7.23 into 10 of x square root of this. Instead of writing everything into the single line, what I'm doing is I'm just using this ellipsis, and I can continue with another row. So it's actually 3 columns, and every time I'm writing row into another line, just to show you that this will be printed into the next row. This is just what I want to show you. That is why I'm using this ellipsis. Okay, it will show you an message that your value of x is not yet defined, so that will give first. And yeah, x equals to suppose 5, and I'll write the same thing again, right? Okay, so this is how when we'll simply type b, it will show me the values. So the values would be like this: in first row 3 values, in second row again 3 values, in third row 3 values, and right. So this is how it will work. I hope it is very clear why we are using ellipsis. Then the transposing of matrix, that you already know. If I'm having this A and I wish to convert my column into row and row into column, then what I'll do, A dash. So that's it, right? So it will show me what? Transition, right? Whatever is my column, that will become my row, 1, 4, 7. So it's 1, 4, 7. Only a dash, that's it. That will show you the transpose of matrix. Okay. So is it clear? Fine. Then what we are doing for the concatenation of the matrix. So you can even concatenate the matrices, like if you are creating here B. This is your another matrix where you are matrix A. So you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 as one of the column, right? Then 1 is 2a. So whatever value of it, that will be multiplied with this 10. Fine. Then another one, because after semicolon. So semicolon means you want to move on to the another line. Then you are doing minus a, and after that you are giving some another matrix to be printed. Right. So if you will write like this is what you are concatenating a different 4 matrix into one. Right, this is what you are doing. So you can see over here in B, you are having a very first, that is your A. Second one, 10 into A. So that will show you 10 into A. Third one, in another line, it is minus A. So whatever the value is there, but it will be minus. And fourth one, you are giving another matrix into it, that you want 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. So all your diagonals will be 1. Fine. Okay. Then you can have this functions, built-in functions for matrix generator, because every time it is not feasible to give the matrix, right? That what we are doing. So if we want, suppose the matrix to test, right? You can create it randomly. You can even create by this ones and zeros and this I and all. So let's check for this. Suppose if I'm writing I of 5 comma 3, what it will do, it will create one matrix whose main diagonal is filled with 1. So this is your main diagonal. It will start from the left top. Main diagonal is 1. If you will create like this I of 3, so it will create 3 cross 3. If I'll write I of 5, it will create 5 cross 5. If I'll write this, you can see this is your main diagonal. It's filled with 1 and the rest of the values will become 0. So this is your I of this. Right? Either you can give m and n both, or you can only specify your m, which is equals to n. Okay? Fine. Then you can have zeros and ones, that what we have already tried. If you don't remember, I'm again writing here. Suppose it's 4 cross 8, something like this. So it will create one of the matrix which is filled with all zeros. Or you can have ones of something, ones of 6 cross 7. So 6 with and it will show you into the column vector 1, 5 and 9. I hope I was connected with you. Right? I want the response, right, from you guys. Only 1 or 2 people always right here. Please be attentive, everybody. Yeah, because I'm poor work, so I'm asking you that. I was working all alone. Now you were there. Right. So here you can fetch diagonal of any matrix. Here I'm getting 159 via this. And then you know this random matrix you are
Ma'am, your voice is lagging.
Again, I was disconnected. Sorry for this interrupt. I'm facing some poor network issue here. So the last we have seen this, I can even do the concatenation. I can put any of the metrics here, then I can create the metrics with this built-in functions. You can write here the zeros of 2, ones of 2, I of 2, and it will generate like this. First is your C, which you have described as 1, 2, 3, 4. Then second one is zeros of 2, so it will create the zeros. Third one is your ones of 2, so it will create ones of 2 cross 2, and this is I of 2, right? Then the special matrices are there, special matrices. Here uh, we will try one or two here, and the rest of that is the homework, that what you will do. Suppose I'm writing here magic of 4. What I'm getting here is, actually, what is the magic here? So you can just calculate the sum of your all columns and sum of your rows and columns and the diagonal, and let me know what you are getting. Yes, everyone? Yes, it is 34, right? So your every rows and columns and the diagonal summation would be same. That is only the magic. But if you will try with the magic of 2, then let me know what is happening. You are not getting the same thing, right? So you can check with this help and magic. It will show you what this function will do. It's taking some time. Wait for a while. Yes, it is all different. Correct. So here you can check if I'm having this magic, what it will do. Magic of n is an n by n matrix constructed from the integers 1 through n raised to 2 with equal row, column, and diagonal summation. It will produce the valid magic squares for all n is greater than 0 except n equals to 2. So it will not work for n equals to 2. Right? Okay, it will not work for n equals to 2. That is why magic of 2 is not working. Okay, fine. And otherwise the other magic, it will work. Magic of 3, magic of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. It will work, but not for 2. Okay, I'll check my connection in between every time. So you can try this, you can have a snap of this, you can try this special matrices. Everyone is having some special thing. What about Pascal? What about this Wander? Then Wilkinson. Here, Asian values. Something special with this Asian values. Here it's a Hilbert matrix, inverse Hilbert matrix, and so. So you can check all these metrics. and you can check with the help. Okay. Okay. After this, again, we will continue with matrix and array operation only. Here we are doing the arithmetic operation. Do you remember that? Right? Array arithmetic operations, A into B, A plus B, and everything. So suppose if I'm having here, suppose I'm having the matrix A, right? And here I'm trying A equals to, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's something like, and I'm giving same, which is the 2 cross 3, but I'll give some different value. Okay, and now if I'll try A into B, it won't work. Why? Why it won't work? Because yes, anyone? No one? Oh, come on. Don't say you don't know, huh? I hope you guys are sleeping only. Because this is what we have seen into our theory session also. This is what we have seen. Still you guys are not able to answer. Very nice. Then we cannot move further. I mean, if each and everything again I'll repeat, then also you don't know, then how it will work? We have already discussed this. If I'm having any of the matrix A, and if the size is 2 cross 3, and if I'm having another matrix, so size is 2 cross 3, here matrix multiplication is not possible. Why? Because here A's number of column should be same with B's row. So don't you remember this? It will do the matrix multiplication. So this is pure maths. You don't know how to multiply it. Here this should be same, this and this, right? So here they cannot do this matrix multiplication. Even you can try with this A into A. It will give you the same error. Why? Because if your A is 2 cross 3, your another A will also have the same value 2 cross 3. So this and this are not matching. So that is again not possible. Same way if I do A raised to 2. It will again give you the error. Why it is not working? Why? Because here A raised to 2 means you are doing A into A only, right? If it is A raised to 3, it means you are doing A into A into A. Fine. So again it is not possible. So are you getting what I'm saying is? Yes or no? At least say yes or no. This is again the repetition, right? Many of the times I said this, but you guys are not responding. You are not knowing why it is not possible. Matrix multiplication is not possible. Then what is possible? What is the solution? You can use here element-wise multiplication. That is possible. You can do that. How you can do this? A dot into B. Now this is possible because it will just do element-wise multiplication, not matrix multiplication, right? So it will work. So it will work. Okay. Same way, A dot star A means you are doing A into A, but element-wise. Then it will work. If you are doing A dot raised to 2, then it will work. So element wise it will work if you are having different dimensions. But if you are having the same dimensions, like again what we are having this example. So this is your A. Now your B is also will have the same value, some random I'm giving. Okay. And now if you will do A into B, it will work, right? It will work, A into B, because dimensions are same. Okay. Or you can even check dimensions means the last first matrices column and the another matrix row, they should be same. Then also it will work. Okay. So here A into A also will work. Here A raised to 2 also will work. So I hope now it is clear. Hopefully. The others are not responding. It means they are not simply listening to me. What about you, Chintan, Divyansh, Kushal, Neil, Nilesh, Prachi, Prince, Vedant, Yash? At least respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So you can check the same thing what they are explaining, A into star B, and so A into raised to 2. Right. Now solving the linear equation. For this, do you remember what is the left division and here the right division? Do you know that? Do you remember this? What we have already done in into our theory session. Huh? This is just the repetition. I hope you already know this. So how we are solving these linear equations? Here is your linear equation: x plus 2y plus 3z, 4x plus 5y plus 6z, 7x plus 8y plus there is no z equals to 1. So you can just take the here the coefficients 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 0. Here is the printing mistake, this is 0. Okay, and your vector b equals to, that is your answer, 1, 1, 1. Now if we are having the equation like ax equals to b, you can check, right? And you know this maths better than me. I mean, if I want only the value of x, I have to make this a into the denominator, and this x equals to a inverse of b will be your final formula. So how you will do this? For a inverse, you are having simple matrix function I and v. So it is very easy to calculate. Now this is your A. This A equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 0. B equals to 1, 1, 1. And your X equals to inverse of A into B. So you will get the answer. See how easy into the MATLAB. Please try this. Do this now. And another one will be your left division, right? Via that we will solve this, but please try this and let me know whether you are getting the answer in octave or not. Simply, are you getting the answer? Oh, yes, now, okay. You are getting, right? It's very easy to do. I mean, A equals to what value you are having. You're writing here. Then I'm writing x equals to inverse of A into B. So that's what we are getting, this answer. Right? Many of you will get the answer in exponential is to something, right? But it's one in the same. You can even change the format. You can make it short, right? And then you can calculate this x. Okay? You will get the answer accordingly. Second one, the same thing we have learned. If we are doing this A left division B, it is nothing but inverse of A into B. Do you remember that? Okay. So the same thing what we are applying, we will write for this x, now this. That is the another solution. You will get the same answer. Because A left division B will do the same thing. We have already discussed this into our theory session. So I hope it is very clear to you guys. Right? Matrix inverse, that you know, INV is a function. If I'm having this value, I'll do this INV of A, I'll get this answer. This is nothing but inverse of A. Inverse of A, which is very similar to this, because we are having total nine different elements. It will do 1 by 9 and this. Then how you can find determinant? Determinant of A, if you wish to find, here I'll have the value of A. So that is this. And if I need to find determinant, there is a function det of A. So I'll get the answer. Right? Very easy. Okay. Then we are having another functions. I mean, this we have seen what is INV. This we have seen DIAJ, which will fetch diagonals of any of the matrix. DET, that is for find determinant. Here EIJ, that is for eigenvalues and eigenvectors. There is a norm and there is a ring. This is again the homework which you will search for this, and I'll ask into a very next lab that what you have searched about it. Fine. So please try this. EIG, NORM, and ring. If you have done with this, we'll move on to the next. Okay. Now, this is what we will do in our theory session also. So I'm skipping. Yes, just you can remember, I mean, if I wish to display anything in a C language, if I wish to display anything onto my screen, then I used to write the printf function. Okay. So very similar way in the MATLAB, you are having functions, I mean 3 functions. One is the sPrintf, another one is fPrintf, and the third one is DISP, display. Right? This is how you can write onto your screen. One of the example we have seen in our theory session. Now we can move on to the control flow, or you can say the control structure. We'll simply discuss this if else, right? Do you have seen such kind of syntax if and at the last you are writing end? Have you used this in your any of the programming language which you have learned so far? Yes, any one of you? No one? Hello? You guys are listening to me, hopefully. It is like this. I'm just showing you the syntax that if and end, at the last you are writing end for ending this loop. Have you seen such kind of syntax in any of the language? That what I'm asking. In Unix, Linux, somewhere, Shell script or somewhere you have learned this?
Ma'am, in
Anything? This
Cygwin
is
terminal.
yes, it's fine. So it is very simple. Sorry? Yes?
Ma'am, like Cygwin terminal.
Yes, just yes, yes. In Bash also. Yes, correct, correct. Correct. Right. So here you are using the same thing. If whatever the expression will be there, but at the last you will write end. If it is if else, then also you will end it. If it is if, then again the else if kind of thing is there, then you will include, then at the last else, and at the last end. So in detail, if we will see, it is like if, then any of the expression, then whatever the statements you want to execute that, and at the last you are ending your if. Okay, so very first example for that, it is very known example. Do you remember this b square minus 4ac? You are finding the roots. Okay, so if the roots are less than 0, means it is into the negative, then you can simply print some message. So for that I have used here the function dis, just to display the message. Okay, and I'll end it at the last. So please try this and let me know. For you can give here the different value of b, a and c. You have to give the value in such a way that your roots will be negative, and it will show you this message. Whether it is working or not, let me know. Please try this. Fine, please try this. So is it working? Yes or no? Okay, doing fine. So suppose I have taken one of the variable here, right? And I'll write that over here, but before that I'll give here the value of b, b, a and c. So suppose I'm giving value of b equals to, I need to give the less value for this, and for a and c I'll give more values, so the roots will be negative. Here I'll give 5 and c equals to 10, suppose, right? And then I'll type this discr, any of the variable you have taken equals to b square minus 4ac. After that you are checking for this. If your value is less than 0, it means what you need to do, you want to display something, that roots are imaginary, right? And then I'll end it. So what I'm getting that discriminant is negative and roots are imaginary. This is what I'm getting. Fine. Is it clear? This is what you are using your if and end. Fine. Same way, now you are simply doing this for if and else, both. If it is the positive one, then what will happen? Then it will print like this. Roots are real but may be repeated. So here you will give the value in such a way that this will be greater than 0. So this will be printed. So you can try with the different value of b, a and c. Okay, you can try with it. have you? And after that, here you are using else if, that if this value is equals to 0, then what you will print. So you will display that value, right? So here we have seen if and, then if else and if, then else if, else and end. Okay. Done? Hopefully, yes. Okay, fine. Now in this lab, what the another thing we are doing is, we are including here the virtual lab. I think you all know about this, right? What is virtual lab, right? When you will go on it, virtual lab, you can select department. So here we can select computer science and engineering. And in that, we are looking for image processing lab. Okay, so once we'll go on it, image processing lab, we are having list of experiment at the left hand side. So very first thing, which is distance and connectivity. Do you remember in our very first unit, we have seen about the um, distance between the pixels. So here they are explaining everything, right? 4 neighbors pixels and 8 neighbor pixels and this m neighbor pixels. What is the connectivity, how to find the distance. So there were 3 different methods. Do you remember that? Which 3 methods we have seen? Yes. Yes, any one of you? Please let me know if you remember that. Which 3 methods? One, if I'll give you the example, Euclidean distance. Then second one was city block. Then the third one was for the chessboard. Do you remember that? Okay. So here if you check, they will simply explain you all the theory. They will show you the procedure that how they are finding the distance. So this is your task. You have to do this, right? And here is the experiment. See, here we want to find the distance. Okay, so select the types of distance. City block is there, then the chessboard is there, then the Euclidean is there, right? So here you can select any of the point. If I'll choose this point and I'll choose this point, and when I'll run this, they will show me the result. Here the distance between the two selected point is 18 units. If it is a city block, if I'll choose here the chessboard and if I'll run this, they will show me the distance between them is 11 points. And in the Euclidean, and if I'll run, they are showing me 13.04 units. This is what for this image. Okay, for image, we are just selecting one and another point, and we will run this. Fine, we will reset that if you want to reset it. This is for the 4 connectivity. This is for the 8 connectivity. You already know what is the connectivity. Here we are looking for the 4 neighbors. Here we are looking for the 8 neighbors. Right? So is it clear? Yes or no? Hello? Please, everybody can write here. Whether they are hearing me or not. Whether they are listening me or not. Okay. Good. Fine. So this is what we are having this virtual lab. Here you can register via your institute ID, right? You can do the registration. You can go to the home. And you can register, fine? Somewhere you will find the registration. You just try it by your own. In the next lab, if you are not able to, we will do it. Okay, fine. So this was the thing that what we need to discuss in this lab, and we have done with it. If any doubt is there, you can ask. Fine. So you can write down your enrollment numbers and you may leave. If you've done with this, all 3, right? You can write your numbers and you may leave.